I met Jamie back around 1981, and I was working for Greater Cleveland Youth for Christ Campus Life at Chagrin Falls High School, where Jamie was, I believe, a junior then. Jamie had an odd build for a runner. He was not real tall, but had a lot of like baby poundage on him that made him just look like cute, like a cute little teddy bear. Had a great personality, very outgoing, very popular amongst his peers, but searching inside. He got involved in our small group discussion Bible study with a bunch of his friends, and he prayed to receive Christ. Chagrin was kind of a party community, but you could tell as faith was becoming more prominent in his life, guilt and conviction would be his friend that he probably didn't always like. And he'd get, oh man, I blew it, I'm such a rotten guy. And we just worked through that. He went to Hillsdale College up in Michigan, and Jamie would come home. I tried to connect him to Fellowship Bible Church.
He got involved in the ministry, and I had the joy of baptizing Jamie in 1984. And Kim was a part of the group, baptized her in 86. And then I married them in 88.
We communicated a lot when he went to seminary in Chicago. He was an intern at Willow Creek Church. And then I had a privilege to go to his church in Detroit.
Here was this young couple right out of seminary. I believe Kim was pregnant at the time. We were looking for our first associate pastor that was going to help this church transition to the late 20th century. There was a lot of pain from a previous pastor, and I was one lonely human being at the age of 36. And that church was crushing us, and they were willing to come and put themselves into that kind of a situation. And for 9 years, we were incredibly close. That little huddled band of about 200 folk began to just explode. We went to 1,600, and quite frankly, he was ready to lead his own deal, and he needed to, although I hated to see him go.
Our search team, I think, was looking for 3 years. It could have been more. I was the chairman of the elders here at Wortley Baptist Church. Wortley at that particular moment was in, I would call, a flatline position. Thankfully, Jamie had a very strong leadership skill. We would probably have been, say, around 500 people. And the last Sunday that Jamie was here, we almost doubled. And that was less than 3 years.
We were attracted there because of his preaching. There was a handful, 6 of us guys who were kind of thinking maybe God was calling us to plant a church. So I sought out Jamie's counsel, and I said, are you upset or concerned? We're going to plant another church in London. And he took me to the window and he pointed out, and he said, I don't care if you plant right there. And he pointed to the house, literally 50 feet from the church. London needs more gospel-oriented, Bible-proclaiming churches. And for me, that modeled right there what a kingdom-focused, Christ-exalting pastor should be. So we planted in 2000, and just this past year, God enabled us to buy that very same building that we were commissioned and sent out of by Jamie and his elders. And so I walk by his office all the time, and I remember that like yesterday.
And I'm sitting here in Wortley today. It does have a vibrant life that it hasn't had for a long time.
I really believe our church wouldn't exist today if God hadn't have brought Jamie and Kim to London. And God healed us so much through what Jamie and Kim poured into us. Sorry.
I get a call, I'll never forget, from Pastor Goals, who was the pastor of Fellowship Bible. He'd already had a retirement plan in process, and they said, we think we got our guy, and you're one of his references. It's Jamie Rasmussen.
I had the joy of passing the baton on to him. I became minister at large. He became senior pastor, and this is the facility that he ministered in.
He was kind of like the hometown boy, which could be a difficult place to be, but he did an amazing, amazing work at Fellowship Bible Church.
Didn't know the guy at all. This short little guy comes out and starts preaching, and I'm thinking, was this going to be any good? And it was good. Not only did he know how to teach, he knew how to relate. He knew how to be authentic.
During his time, the church increased significantly, probably close to doubling in size.
So Jamie, this is your 35th anniversary for trusting Christ and your 30th anniversary for being in ministry.
Well, Jamie, you've been down this path for quite a while.
Congratulations, Jamie, on 30 years.
And Kim, I don't want to forget you because very few people know the cost that a pastor's wife and a pastor's children have paid for the church.
Jamie, you know I've never been a pastor, and I'm glad I've never been a pastor. Pastoring is not easy work.
With the same grace you've given people, keep receiving yourself.
God has great things in store for the people of your church, so minister to them faithfully, preach the word.
And I pray that God will give you another 30 years of fruitful, faithful ministry.
Keep doing the good work of faith. I love you, buddy.
Love you, Jamie.
I'm grateful for it, Jamie. I love you, brother.
Love you, brother.